Well, for many in our communities, though, hunger lasts more than a week.
News 10's Joe Ostrowski tells us about the growing problem of hunger in our neighborhoods as we continue our Economy Watch.
Food. It seems to show up on every corner and in every cabinet, sold in bulk or bite size. But for many in the Wabash Valley, it's tough to come by.
I ended up being homeless. I had no money, no car, no clothes, nothing.
That's Melissa Wick. About a year ago, she moved to Terre Haute after getting laid off from a job in Florida. She found a job, but couldn't find a way to make ends meet.
It got to the point where I couldn't get ahead. I couldn't get anything. I couldn't get a vehicle. I couldn't get my children up here with me. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. And
she wasn't alone. The United Way of the Wabash Valley estimates 1 in 6 people here have trouble feeding themselves and their families. Last month, 16.4% of the population in Vigo County relied on food stamps to pay for meals.
We're talking about people who, I think for the most part, really do want to be a productive member of our society, but just can't get past the hurdles that are in front of them, the barriers.
John Etling of Catholic Charities knows well the damage hunger can do. He recounts a conversation between a volunteer and a sickly preschooler.
She asked him what was going on, and he wouldn't really give her a clear answer, so she finally asked him, you know, did you have breakfast this morning? Maybe you just need to eat something. And his response was, no, I didn't have breakfast. It wasn't my turn. There's just certain things that I don't think children should have to be exposed to.
But while lack of food can cause problems for the poor, so do some of the foods they can afford.
High-carb foods are cheaper. You know, noodles and pastas and potatoes are cheaper foods, but our diabetics, those are foods that are quickly converted to sugar, and so that's very bad for the diabetic patient.
Karen Smith has worked at St. Anne's Clinic in Terre Haute for about 4 years, and she knows the struggles of her patients.
I've had patients who, for instance, they don't have a working refrigerator. So how do you store your food?
Though she knows their struggles, Karen also knows their triumphs, and her office is full of gifts from grateful patients.
Well, this was a gift from a patient who had severe asthma. She was a wonderful patient. She eventually got Medicaid and is not a patient of St. Anne's anymore.
Which brings us back to Melissa. Eventually, she too sought help at a shelter, saved some money, and now has a home and a car.
Sometimes you just need that extra help, and there's places out there that will help you. You just have to be willing to, and God forgive me for saying this, but swallow your pride and say, hey, I can't do this by myself.
An act of humility packed with hope. In Terre Haute with photojournalist Mike Latta, Joe Ostrowski, News 10.
For links to learn more about hunger, visit our website, WTHI-TV.com.